Hello everyone, welcome to Quantum Guruji. So today in this video we are going to discuss about the solvation effect in the Gaussian calculation, specifically the DFT calculation, how you can incorporate a solvation model and the solvents during the DFT calculations, and what are the ways of adding those solvents and what are the types of the solvation model we are going to discuss. Okay, so basically there are two types of solvation model that we use in theoretical chemistry. One is the implicit solvent model and another is explicit solvent model. If you want to have a detail about all these solvent model, you can refer to the theoretical chemistry by grammar, and that will give you a good details. And so here, just for the time being, I have just given the definitions here. So the in implicit model, what it does, it approximate the effect of solvent environment without explicitly including the solvent model, and it is also referred as continuum solvation model. So it is not that effective as the explicit model, but it does it work. Okay, if you see the literature, so in literature also the implicit solvation model is considered as the isotopic field as an solvent representation, and it considers solvent as a continuum isotopic medium, and underlying assumption of implicit solvation model is that explicit solvent molecules may be removed from the model. So it does it work. Okay, if you want to go to details like Hamilton operator and the theoretical portion of it, you can either follow the grammar, or I will share this research article with you in the description. You can just have a look. So you can go to the details. It will give you all details about the continuum model, the electrostatic interaction, and the Hamilton operator, and other details. Okay, so you can see this has all those parameters and mathematical derivation and all. So I will share this, and then another is explicit solvent model. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one first. So in case of implicit case, what it does, it how, like, the keywords that you have to give is, you need to put SCRF equals to, in bracket you put the solvent and the name of solvent. Suppose it is water, then put the water. Okay, and whatever solvent you want to put, you can directly put it here. And other than this, you can also use all these methods like IEF PCM, that is integral equation formalized polarized continuum model, Cosmo model, and PCM. So you can put all these parameters, keywords in the section. And also, suppose in case of some unknown solvent or which is not listed in the Gaussian, you can manually put the parameters. So what you can do is, suppose you know the solvent parameter which is already there in the Gaussian, you don't have to put the parameter manually. Okay, or if you want to change the parameters, then you have to use the manual thing. In case of already the default system, you just put the name of solvent and it will work. Okay, and in case when you want to change the parameters, what you need to do is SCRF equals to the method that you are using, PCM, IEF PCM, whatever method you are going to use, that you put it here. Then put read command here, and then at the down after your geometry, you just give one space, then you put this $sign and PCM, the name of the model that you have used, then the name of solvent, dielectric constant, and all these parameters. So this is enough. Solvent and dielectric constant is enough, and you can start your calculation. So that is used for manually you want to change the epsilon value, that is the permittivity or the dielectric constant. In those cases you can use these things. Next come explicit solvent model. So in case of explicit solvent model, what it does, it includes the solvent molecule explicitly, and this is more like it is better than the other one that I have discussed, that implicit model. And most of the cases we use this model for solvent calculation. So how we have to give the input is, you need to put SCRF equals to, in bracket you put the SMD, that means solvation model based on density, and then you can put the solvent equals to the name of the solvent that you're using. For example, here I'm just giving your calculation using Beaterlip method, and this is the basis set. SCRF equals to in bracket I'm putting SMD. I'm using SMD, solvation model based on density, and the solvent I'm using is water. Okay, and you can put OPT and freak, whatever calculation you are doing. Okay, so this is the keyword you have to use when you are incorporating the solvent effect in your calculation. So this will give you the calculation in that specific solvent. Okay, and so we'll see the working input file and how it works. So if you are interested for these notes that I am just showing here, I'll just put the details in the description. You can just go through it, and if you're interested, just send me an email through that link, and I'll share all these notes to you. And I will share this research article as well, which I will show you the title so that you can easily look into it. So it is a review paper discussing about the solvation model. So it is a good review paper which describes all these solvation model and mathematical things also. So it's good to start with. Okay, and for more details, you can go to the grammar. Will give you more details, and we'll see the working example. Okay, so I have an input file where I am doing the optimization of the molecule using MO6-2X method, and the basis set is this one. And I'm also adding the empirical dispersion correction and the frequency calculation. In this calculation, I am also incorporating the temperature. Like if you are interested, you can put the temperature. So this temperature will give you the the thermodynamic properties will be at this temperature. Okay, not the geometry optimization. So I'm using SCRF equals to I'm using the SMD method, and the solvent I'm using is DMF. So you need to put like this, and everything the rest remains same. That's all, and run the job. So I will show you the output file, how does it look like. So when you open the output file of any calculations, go to the thermo. Here if you see, so since I have changed the temperature, so you will see the temperature by default the pressure will be 1. So all these thermodynamic parameters includes that solvent effect. Okay, and the temperature I have given. Okay, so other than this, if you open your GaussView and suppose this is some molecule and go to the solvation here, you will see if you are giving none means there is no effect of solvent that you're using. When you put on the default, it will give you SCRF equals to solvent equals to water, because I have chosen solvent as water. So this is the implicit model. Okay, and this is the way it is done in the GaussView. And suppose you want to go for IEF, then you have to click on IEF PCM. You can also choose SMD and others, whatever you want, you can choose it from here. So these are the listed solvents here. Suppose some of the solvent is not here. Suppose DMF that I have used, that was not here. Go to the others, and there you need to mention like what solvent you are using. Okay, and check the Gaussian manual if that solvent details parameters are already there in the Gaussian. If it is not there, then you have to put it manually. Okay, so this is the way you can incorporate the solvent effect in your Gaussian calculations, and it will give you because most of the calculation when you are most of the reaction when you are performing, there will be a solvent effect, right? And sometimes that solvent effect changes the thermodynamic parameter like anything. So some cases you need to use this solvent effect for your reaction mechanism or for other purposes. Yeah, any messages or any question related to this video, you put in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video.